that at some point. How you guys doing? Welcome back. I was actually really distracted just now. Why is my mic so quiet? 1 second, guys. Hello. Testing. There you go. That's better. Sorry about that, guys. Hello. Welcome back to the official Nick Walsh TV channel. This is not the PokerStars channel. I'm going to get used to it eventually, guys. I promise. This year has been very, very confusing at times because I'm all over the place. I'm doing some Hippodrome stuff. I'm doing some PokerStars stuff. I'm doing some Nick Walsh TV stuff. And there's more weirdness to come. I'm absolutely certain of it. Welcome, guys. Pleasure to have you guys here. As many of you have noticed, we are, in fact, now officially a Twitch affiliate. That took us next to no time at all. We pretty much got there as quickly as we could because we had ticked a lot of the boxes even before we went live for our very first stream, which I can only say thank you to you guys. That means the world to me. Without you guys, I would really be nothing on this platform, and you guys show me so much support and love. I really, really appreciate it, guys. A lot of guitars going on there as well. So welcome to our very first subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Let me actually pull this out so I can see what's happening properly on Twitch. I wonder how many people have gotten founders badges today. Congratulations to those who did. Looks like Zephyr's got one. Aaron's got one. I'm going to say thank you to everybody right now, in fact. So thank you so much to the very first subscribers on this channel. It means the world to me. Thank you, Raksha Tom. Thank you, John Edwards. You guys were the very first. Sigma was next. Aaron Paul was next. Zephyr was next. Lion King was next. Croaks was next. Puggos was there, PokerStars Strag, and Max 5K, Big Deal O'Neill. You guys really are the lifeblood of getting people watching this channel and, you know, actually getting any kind of viewership at any stage. So I really appreciate you guys, and it means the world. I hope you guys like the new alert, by the way. I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to go for something that was a bit more metally. I feel like the Nick Walsh TV channel originally set out to be kind of more metal. And over time, obviously, kind of got forgotten. Left on the wayside. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you, C80 Guru. I appreciate you. Ed K is in there as well. Thank you, Ed K. But yeah, I wanted to make something a bit more metal, and hopefully moving forward, I'll have more opportunity to. All right, the next thing we have to try to do. Let's go check this out on the table. I do actually have a tip jar now, guys. Check this out. It's a classic. We haven't had a tip jar since the OP Poker days, but now whenever you guys like, follow, subscribe, all that junk, it's going to fill up the tip jar. I thought that was kind of cute. Let me know what you guys think about the new graphics, including these beautiful Nick Walsh TV branded logos out here as well. I actually had this set up where it was somewhat visible, but it would appear over time. Is this drifted a little bit here, guys? It has a bit. 1 second. Let me try and fix this. So over time, this graphic, I thought, well, the graphic was visible, but I've turned on the alpha now, so it should be more visible. And I don't know. I think it adds a certain je ne sais quoi. We're getting there, guys, is the bottom line. We are making progress on the streaming. Thank you once again for your support, because we do actually seem to be growing in terms of viewership as well on a platform that is very difficult to grow on these days. And all of your support is very, very much appreciated. So what are we doing today, guys? We're playing Spin and Goes. Let's take a look at some graphs. Thank you once again to those of you who have subbed. You are now officially part of the graph gang the way it was intended back in the day. So this is a look at our Spin and Go graph so far this year. We are playing very well. We are playing good poker. We are winning a lot of chips per game. Our actual dollar results, we're up about 550. We've played about 276 games so far, not a huge sample. We're winning about $5.50. You can see there's a big discrepancy between our chips EV and our chips won, and therefore, of course, it is difficult to profit in the format when you're not winning chips. However, we are making progress, and we are getting in the right direction. Let's keep this number climbing, and hopefully we can maintain a nice, strong chip EV. 75 chips per game, very reasonable. I would say very, very high, in fact. I love the metal. I'm really enjoying. It's way too loud. The metal is good, but we can't hear you over it. Okay. I can turn it down a bit. A medley of metal music. Perfect. Hello, everybody in the chat. Professional, by the way. Exactly. Pro streamer mutes himself. I wasn't muted. It was just whenever I update my microphone, it always kills my my settings, so it like nukes my my gain. Classic. I wasn't muted. Hello, everybody in the chat. Just scrolling up, just reading the nice messages. Okay, is it a little bit loud? I thought I tested it, but okay. Let me see if I can fix that for you guys. One sec. Sorry, guys. I have an addiction to sunflower seeds now. All right, let me see if I can fix this for you guys. I mean, I like this kind of loud because it is a sub. You know, you guys aren't paying for it. Let me see if I can fix it. One sec. Oh, that's at 50%. Well, first of all, it wasn't meant to be at 50%, but okay. That's supposed to be at 50%. All right, testing my voice, testing my voice. All right, let's try this instead. Tell me if this is a better volume. Is that better? Can you guys hear me over that? I mean, it's meant to be interrupting, right? Kind of like it loud. I mean, okay, let me know what you guys think. Anyway, let's play some spins. All right, we're playing $25 spins today, guys. 1 second, that was a bit weird. 1 second. Oh, yeah, I know what happened here. Here, this is what we're doing now. Okay, cool. Does the Graph Gang have its own headbanging music? Because then that would make it the Graph Gang banger. Oh, wait, maybe don't do that. All right, cool, let's do it. We're playing spins. We're going to play $25 spins today, guys. Lock yourselves in, because away we go. You guys want to keep it loud? All right, we'll keep it loud. All right, we're bringing the run good. It's a 10x multiplier to kick off our sesh. 10x multiplier to kick off the sesh. Should we max exploit here? Surely in the 10x multiplier, you don't want to be getting too weird. There you go. Let it go. And then the ace jack suited. Let's put in a small 3-bet. I suppose we're calling a shove if we need to. Instead, we'll just arrive here. Very nice, I'll accept that. Whiskey infused sunflower bourbon. Whiskey infused sunflower bourbon seeds. I see, okay. Whiskey, sunflower seeds, liquor infused shelled sunflower seeds. Oh, damn, okay, that might be worth a try. That's America, though, I think. All right, we're in the money, guys. We are heads up. Ace-Jack versus Ace-8 there. What happened with the all-in here? Just blind v blind. Yeah, okay, cool. Fair enough. All right, stop eating seeds and pay attention. I do feel like we've played this guy a little bit before. Tom. So at the stack depth, we do steal a lot, which means the queen is probably good a lot. That's right. That's right, Tom. All right. Definitely can consider a few different options here. This one feels best. We're going to get a little bit of value, but we're also going to keep the pot controlled. Our opponent had King 10 of clubs. Why are we so deep in this spin and go? This is weird. I mean, we're calling a 3-bet. We're calling a 3-bet. We have a gut shot, straight flush draw on the flop. And I think we're actually just going to be all in, guys. Do we want to maximize folds from the ace kings, ace queens? Should we go for it, guys? Wish me luck. How many outs? Oh, didn't need them. Huge pickup. That was a very, very large 3-bet senior. $10x multiplier. Come on now. What a way to start the day. Can we actually take it down, though, is the question. The 3 should be relatively innocuous. If we bet 3, we can shove the river. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you very much for the follow. Now on the river, big question mark as to whether or not we should be shoving this one. We can get called by worse jacks. We can get called by some 8x. 6-7 is somewhat of a concern. We check correctly on the river, and we managed to not do a stack against the miraculous 2-pair 8 tray. I would prefer just to win that pot, but we do find the clever check back on the river. We do save a few dollars.
Actually,
there,
if only there was someone that was.
Mac,
was
thank you very much for the sub.
25 big blind.
Jose, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for the new follow as well. Or that's Blue Line Fighter. Good to see you here, Blue Line. I'm not sure I could have gotten that river value. Opponent's range has so many shoves that I wouldn't want to risk the headache. Fair enough. Definitely got a call here. I am tempted to potentially raise this river. As Le Bluff. Wish me luck, guys. He rivered a straight, which is hard to get to fold. When people river straights, they usually don't like to fold. Pretty unfortunate run out there. Pretty unfortunate run out previously as well. The 8 tray spot, obviously pretty annoying. Yeah, exactly. 3-bet bluff with the king 5. Costly. I did say relatively, that's true, Aaron. Got a straight. We bluffed like this before, right? We bluffed like this before. Nice. I was going to say back up to 15 big blinds, but we obviously take a hit because the blinds increase just as that happens. Trapping 9s here, please. We would love some action. Love to see some action here with the 9s. Wish me luck, guys. All right. Now back up to 15 bigs. Still alive, chat. Still alive, chat. Straight draw on a 3-diamond board. Snap checks the flop. It's a little bit concerning. Give it a got. Give it a got. Overbet the river like a boss. Give it a got. Go. Gonna give it a go. Is that a Bellatra avatar? There you go. Actually might be. Gonna value bet a king here. I think it just checks out. Value betting second pair when in a limped pot feels pretty cool. So shoving king queen here is probably GTO. We probably raise it at some frequency as well. Let's just keep it as a push. Story checks out, MO. Sunflower seeds. Can't stop eating them. I really want to win 10x, guys. I really want to win this 10x multiplier. I'm not going to lie. This would be helpful in a year where we've been running pretty poorly so far on the spins. Yeah, good idea, Strag. All right, we're calling. This is pretty gross. We got him. Don't you worry, chat. We got him. Hold. Hold. Can we get a... Can we get a... I do actually need to copy across my my celebration thing, don't I? One second, guys. Let me see if I can find it. Let me do it. Let me copy this across. One sec. We need a proper celebration, guys. Bear with me. All right, there you go. 10x multiplier. Easy win. Let me get some notes going here, guys, and we'll carry on with our next game. Stream assets. All right. Nice work. Good game for us there. Let's play again. Let's win some more dollars. Thank you for the support, chat. We're prepared with this one now, though, guys. Pick up a 7. Still calling. Got showdown and a draw. Come on, bro. Showdown and a draw. Check win the river. Easy game. Nice hand. Thank you for the claps, guys. Get a little. Toasty. I can probably nuke this one now before I misclick end the stream like I've done in the past. Hashtag professional streamer. Oh, I see. Okay. Hi, Vanaki. Thank you very much. Am I allowed to just stab one here? Do I just get away with this every time? Okay. I don't want to say it was the greatest bet of my life, but you know. Yeah, Cow, it's a tough one for sure. It is a tough one. Against the unknown, let's attack this limp. Nice small continue on the 3-heart board. Woo! Okay, you win. You win. Yeah, this is no good. This is no good. Do not do this, chat. Don't do that, chat. That's not what you're looking for. While we don't want to see Jumsias lose necessarily, we would prefer to play heads up against the player making that mistake with the ace deuce. Queen high for the win. Queen high for the win. Queen high for the win. Yeah. Right, blind v blind. We're 7 effective. King deuce suited is an easy push here. Get the chips in slightly good. Slightly good. Chat. What's up, Katie? King 9 of spades, absolute dreams. Dreamy hand. What is he doing? What is going on in this table, chat? Spin goes are alive and well. Jack high for the win? No, we can be patient against this player. We can be patient. Thank you, PokerStars Strike, for the gifted tier 1 sub. Congrats, Keaty. All right, we're heads up. We're heads up against the crazy man. I think I'm value betting the turn. I was value betting the turn. He calls with 8 high. No hand, no draw. No, sorry, gut shot. I'm going to be so passive against this player, heads up. This is a big adjustment for this player type specifically. Thanks, Drag. I appreciate it. Wow, the full pot bet on the flop. Delayed C-bet, maybe? We have a double gutter. This works. Get there! Are we really going to try and bluff this guy for real? I mean, he did just call with a gut shot just now. We could probably get away with something small, right? Fair. Nice hand. Should have gone with the initial instinct. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate it. All right, we're all in here, guys. Wish me luck. Nice hand, sir. On to the next game. We should have gone with our initial instinct. The intention there is obviously not to get him to fold a jack. It's a little bit too ambitious. Dire Strains, what's up? Good to see you. Let's get another game going here. All right. Off we go. 50 bucks. To be honest, if we were going to bluff that river to get him to fold, I mean, the thing is, we could probably get him to fold some smaller pairs. We could probably convince him to fold some smaller pairs if we size the way we did, so it's probably better to do that. Just keep it on the smaller size. That way we can actually target like the hands that just haven't improved and then some of the weaker pairs too. All right, this feels good. Oh, that's a bad flop. Get there. All right, queen counts. Let's go. So we'll take a check for the king deuce. Pair and the nut flush draw feels good. I think check again. There's not really too much value we get by leading here. Hard for them to even have the heart draw. Can we get him to call for the chop on the river though? That's cute. Yes, we can. Yeah, he called for the chop. He has 8-6 offsuit here. Keep that one out. Definitely defending the Jack 5 suited. Bro. Just the one big blind bluff on the turn. All right, we're getting walks now. Definitely a check on the flop here. There's no alert for gifters, is that right? I think, should be. Subs, gifted subs. Ah, okay, yeah, I need to turn that on, 1 second. How does that work? Oh my god, guys, we can get him to call for the chop again. Get him to call for the chop again. Ah, that's 2 in a row. Let's go. So what is this? This is community gift subs, gifted subscriptions. There we go. All right, they're not as nice. I might have to find some new ones. That works, I suppose. For now, thank you. Thanks, Tom. Ace-9. Let's go on in here. Yeah, Keedy, it's brand new. Brand new sub button. Thank you for the gifted subs, Strag. Really appreciate it, mate. One for Jose, one for Keedy. I've got the alerts turned on now as well. Double chop collar tramp with the 6s. I would say that's a pretty successful tramp. Ooh, and that's another win. Let's go! All right. So I've just decided that we want to do. Oh, shoot. Okay, I've just regged 2 on accident, apparently. All right, guys, bear with me. I've accidentally registered 2 games. Tell you what, chat, 1 second. Blah, 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 blah. Tell you what we'll do, guys, just for a moment. All right, guys, we accidentally registered 2, so let's just do this for a minute. We'll get to the full table in a second, gang. I think in the next couple months, I will start introducing streams where we do. More than one, table. We'll do 2 tabling or something for that. Don't want to bluff here. The absolute bottom of our range here, top left. So he just says, Nick, I can't believe they finally added more throwables after talking to you about it last month. Well, there you go. You've been overusing them. I frequently overuse them. Thank you very much. There you go. PokerStars Drag. One biddy. Oh, I lost my tip jar now as well. One sec. I gotta copy tip jar across now. Copy. Pastes. Thank you very much for the biddies. Man, it's been a while since I thought. It's been a while since we had bits, man. That was Tom with the 1 bit, Strag with the 1 bit. Thank you very much. We can go back to one table now, guys. We got nuked here. Pocket 5s, ace queen seems fair. The caption competition was worth it. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Is it completely insane if I just do this? I actually don't know that spot. This is probably a better one, though. Much better spot. Much better spot. Let's go. It's just my luck that I call in sick work today, and now my internet is out for some reason. What are you supposed to do all day stuck at home with no internet? Exactly, mate. Exactly. The tip jar does block the chat a bit. I don't mind that because the chat is only really there so you can kind of see. The chat is only really there so you can. Oh shit! What happened here? The chat is only kind of there so you can kind of see where we're at with the delay, but I wonder, is there a better spot, Tom? Maybe just bottom left? Maybe just there instead? I mean, obviously when the chat's open, that's when it becomes a bit annoying. Because that's not useful there. What if it's up here instead? Is that better there? Can we value bet again is a quick question. We can still get called by a deuce. We can get a 3 off a chop once in a while. Oh, that's right. There's value. Don't worry, guys. There is value. Are people going to think that's part of the... Are people going to start thinking that's part of the website? If he checks the turn, we can bluff the river here. All right, let's go for it, guys. I'm going to slight overbet here. One big blind overbets. Table chat box. Yeah, we're on the same page here, apparently. Sounds good, Thomas. I'm not sure if the tips thing is actually kosher here. That works, I guess. You get the idea. It's not meant to look too polished. Hottie Toddy does sound nice. You could use it to hide that face we can see in the top right. That's a good shout. Just trying to remember. Let me do a test alert because the alerts, because I don't want them to overlap. We'll do a sub again. I like the sub alerts. Go over, but that's okay. Oh, actually, it's not, is it? Maybe I'll put it next to my name. it's like we're begging in the street.
Actually, if only there was someone
Thank
that
you for the follow,
was
Frankster. What the hell have you been doing this whole time?
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Is that like my avatar is begging now? Try again. Side is the alerts though. Yeah. I mean, it works when there's a table up. When the table goes away, it looks a little bit random being in the middle of the screen is the problem. Tough life, isn't it, gang? Tough life. Might just get rid of it completely, to be honest. Putting it over the bet box feels wrong as well. Also, I'm pretty sure it was meant to be something else anyway. I think it was actually meant to be a little Plinko thing. I'm pretty sure actually I had it set so that it was little Plinko instead of a tip jar. Could be wrong. Yeah, we got a call here. That is a really good flop. super duper good flop. I think just shoving is best. Yeah, that's gotta be. Wish me luck. Here we go. %. No, this isn't how you play Queen Jack here. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Thank you very much for the cheers. Bleep, 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 bleep. Pocket Queens is a good hand, guys. All right, that's another victory, guys. We're actually murdering out here, chat. All right, one sec, really quick, guys. Let me see if I can fix this. It's called something called jar, isn't it? The jar settings. All right, let me try this instead, guys. Okay, this might work better. Get rid of the tips thing. Actually, cancel. Okay, that can probably live somewhere else now. That looks like that. Doesn't look like it needs to rest anywhere now. Sorry, chat. This is important. It's extremely important, guys. Let's put this out and see where that looks, how that looks in the first place, though. All right, let's get another game going and then we'll see how it looks. Are we doing a quick crazy time? Good question. Is this distracting? Get rid of this. Don't need this. Is this distracting having this thing here in the middle of the screen? Bling, 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 bling. All right, guys, wish me luck. I think we're actually calling 3-bets some of the time here. This might be too strong not to shove, though. Wish me luck. Here we go. All right. Easy king. Easy king. I forgot to turn on the doom switch before you left the office. It's all right. Give me a break. Give me a break. Next game. Does that cover up the sort of hand strength thing? Yo, Robin Chips, what's up? Long time no see. Good to see you grinding some spins again. Quick question: do you know if there's any good six max spins on the site that must not be named? I've studied a lot with ICMizer. I have no idea about that, buddy. Sorry to say. I have no idea about that, I'm afraid, dude. This should be a really straightforward push, right? Krasno! Krasno Trey. Come on, bro. No, guys, I was joking about being over the cards. Come on. I can shrink it, yeah. Actually, that's not too bad there. Strax turned the Doom switch back on now. I'm gonna take a quick note. Yeah, sorry I can't be more help, Robin. How you doing anyway, though? Long time no see. Jam Sias. For the sub. And how does it look down there on the right now, guys? How's it looking? We both have king high, but we are calling correctly. Thank you so much, Curly Master. Always a pleasure, dude. Always, always a pleasure. It was available indeed, yep. Check call the river. Gonna check call that river. All right, so stream is looking okay. Yeah, sorry, Robin. I sincerely would help, but no, I've not actually heard anything about that, really. Sudden Metal Onslaught, that's right. Sudden Metal Onslaught is for the for subs on the channel. We just unlocked subs. Now affiliate with Twitch. One in the chat for one round of Crazy Time. Tom, you're gonna get me in trouble. The sub alert is a bit loud for people watching who should be working, though. I mean, I was going to turn it down. Chat told me to keep it where it was. Oh, man. Don't make me play Crazy Time. Yeah, Frankster, exactly. Is there a happy medium? I don't know. Is there a happy medium? I'm not sure. How about this one? Is this one too loud? Is that the same loudness? Is that the same loudness as the sub alert? Ah! Bam, baka bam, bam. 2 live cards. Let's go. Come on. What is that? 6 is no good on the turn. Obviously, the push is correct. However, running into King Jack, not so good. How many of you said make it louder are actually not listening using earphones? That's a good question. That's fair. It's valid. Don't worry, Strag. You don't need to go back to the office. Doom switch is still activated. The celebration one is bearable. Okay. Should we 2-barrel here? Probably. What's up, Jim Lad? I don't have as much control over this one as I'd like. Like, I set the volume before, and for some reason now when I come back it says that it's at 50%, but I'm almost positive it's not at 50%. Let me try this. Let me try something here quick. All right. Sorry if this is too loud. All right, let me try this now as well. It doesn't appear to be changing the volume at all. I'm changing the volume on this side, but it's not going down. Don't know how to fix it. Half your viewers must be deaf. The other half will be soon. Not trying to fix it. Let me see. Let me actually alter the audio file in. If I open Prem, I can actually normalize the audio. Do you think it matters if I play a $22 Sunday Million satellite with 2 tickets or 5 tickets guaranteed? I think it's all relative, Ed. I mean, I guess the larger the field, the more likely there are to be people who are misplaying the satellites that you can take advantage of. All right, let me see if I can fix this for you guys. It's just called Metal Alert. Pair of 6s. Okay, loudness, auto match. Okay, that might be the fix. All right, this is unusual. Ace, Queen, the Tramp. All right, let me try something out, chat. What? All right, let me try this now. All right, save. All right, do that. Save. Sound library, metal alert, add to alert, volume 100%. Save. All right, guys, now try this. Is this the fix? I think I might do this, guys. Yeah. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go. Fair. I actually think that's exactly the line we take to try and get exactly those kinds of hearts to fold. Part of the reason why we overbet jam there is because we will have more ace of hearts, king of hearts than our opponents given the preflop action. If anything, it actually, we arrived at the point where this is the kind of hand that needs to get away now, right? Losing to the jack of hearts, queen of hearts, king of hearts, ace of hearts. And obviously at this stage, what we're trying to do is get max from the looser calls with the heart X's, right? So good line. We've actually identified a good spot to do this. We just run into a hand that is probably less likely to call given the fact that they have two hearts. But we're still going to get the 10x to fold, the 5x to fold. We're going to get some of like the 10x with a low heart, 5x with a low heart to fold. I think that just generally speaking, it's just whether or not they want a hero call. Hi, Con. Hi, Con. But I like the line. I think it's good. Just need to find the opponent that's going to fold there, basically. Onu, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. I don't know if that actually improved or not. I adjusted the volume. Let me try something else. All right, how about now? Oh, that's probably better. That looks like it's a better volume for you guys, just from my levels. All right, I've got my headphones on now, and it's at... I'm going to put my headphones at 100% volume. That's very reasonable. All right, I guess we're going for 3 streets, guys. Running into a straight would be sad. Or the backdoor diamonds. We can still get called by worst 2 pairs, though, which is important. All right. Tom thought it was fine. Trying to make it friendlier for everybody involved. Oh. That is the fullest boat there is. Well, actually, it's not the fullest boat there is, but it's a full boat regardless. Go on, give us 3 streets. That is a significantly cold deck. The up and down straight flush draw as well, going to the royal. Now it's merely a subtle onslaught. Well, that's what I'm saying. There needs to be an in-between. All right, I'm going to try 65%. We have a set. That's nice. All right, how about this for the volume? That looks like a happy medium. That actually looks like a happy medium. Can we win a flip today? Can we win a flip today? Let's go. 75 bucks. All right, I think that's a happy medium. I still think that's it's more of an onslaught. Okay, one more trial. My voice is definitely louder than this. 100 bucks, let's go. Okay, I think this is a happy medium. Let me know what you guys think. Magakaze wants to check, apparently. I think I'm going to start doing this now. Yeah, I like this line. And then we're going to go for all of it on the river here.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an
me luck,
expert
guys.
at big blind.
That's what you sound like.
All right, nice one. Thank you very much for the follow, GTO no. Hold. Yeah, we probably can go for value now on the river as well. This is probably a better size. Nice. All right. That one away. Andreas is asking about bankroll. So if you're going to play spin and goes, you need quite a substantial bankroll because the swings are very large. If you want to play spin and goes, take them seriously, I would suggest having at least 200 buy-ins per stake. So if you're playing the dollar games, you need at least $200 in the bankroll to stomach the swings that you encounter. That is my normal recommendation. Let's do the ISO here, guys. This is the ISO bluff. Hitting a queen is something. Wow. I mean, we can't fold yet, but large bet. If we see a bet on the river, I'm kind of tempted to call. Like, yeah, 10 might play like this. I don't think a king plays like this. I don't think an ace plays like this. So he's repping a 10, basically. Or maybe like a hand like ace-jack that maybe bets big on the flop and then, you know, tries to trap check the turn. I think I'm going to hero call here. Wish me luck, guys. King's full makes perfect sense. That is the miracle one, yeah. That is completely legit. That is a perfect example of a hand that is played like that, yeah. If it's not the rivered boat, then obviously, again, not going to be played in that manner. Nice hand, sir. But yeah, let's go back and look at that spot really quick. So in this situation, our opponent is opening. We're calling pretty standard stuff so far. On the flop, Magakaze is a reg and also a friend of the stream as well. Puts in a 3 big blind continuation bet. The C bet with kings in this situation, I think, is extremely good. Like it's definitely a spot where you know you're still going to get value from the Jack X, Queen X. He knows that my range is capped to not containing many ace combos because they're played aggressively versus the steal. Finding the size on this texture is very, very good. Actually, I like it. But part of what makes it good is they know that they need to do the same thing with bluffs. We're playing against a reg. That means the queen needs to be a call. On the turn, our opponent slows down. At this point, our opponent can have an ace or a better queen, both of which probably are fine to play in this manner on the flop. And kings, obviously, as well. That kind of falls in that same category. And the check might just be because they're concerned that I have a jack or something like that, and I think that's totally fine. But the river is quite decisive because once we arrive at this stage, if you do have a random ace, you're probably still going to play it safe because we can still have trip jacks that check the river for fear of a 10. We can still have, another ace where you're chopping. We can still have, we can still have stuff here that is not going to be nice for you to try and value bet your ace. Value betting a king on this river when you've gotten there as well seems a little bit suicidal. So ultimately, unless they turn up with a boat, like I said, for example, a hand like ace jack would make sense where maybe they did decide to check once they made their boat. The kings is kind of in the same category, right? Like it's an outlier hand that we're not going to really concern ourselves with all that often. Once we arrive here and we've checked, what we're saying is we don't have a 10. What we're saying is we probably don't have a hand like queen jack or ace jack. Again, ace jack is probably never in our range. We probably always shove that pre-flop. So really, when you whittle it down, the ace combos on this river probably don't love to value bet anymore. Even a hand as strong as ace king might still be tempted to check for fear of the trap. Potentially still a bet. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but I think that a lot of people do still because it's just kind of one of those uglyish runouts. So the ace doesn't really value bet that often. A random king doesn't value bet that often. A queen isn't going to bet here that often. A jack probably plays very differently unless it's one of the specific ones we described. So what they're saying on this river is I have a 10. I think there's a fair amount of 10x that might consider barreling the turn anyway. Like ace 10, king 10 is definitely still betting. Queen 10 is one that they might bet and then check turn with. But my takeaway from this is that I think there's probably going to end up being more air than the monster hands that still barrel this river, right? Ace is full, ace jack, kings. Those are obviously sort of few and far between. In any case, nice answer. Next game. Overall, I think it's fine is my points. Just the one big blind. What's up, Smoking Branch? I think we're gonna float here. Interesting. It's a pretty confident turn barrel. I wonder how often our draw is still good here, though. To know, I think probably a lot of the value in the float there is to try and take it away when he slows down rather than to try and do something weird on the turn. El Picho. What's up, Lion King? Lion King's got a question. One sec. Let me send this off, and then this is out of my hair. Thank you. That's good. All right, nice. Cool. That's something else going. Could you explain how to calculate pot odds again? I forgot if you include the chips you're adding as well. Two big blind bet. Opponent bets one big blind. Do you see it as... So it's the total amount that you stand to win. I always think about it as the... I think about it in percentages, though. So I do the size of the bet, like the amount to call divided by the total pot. So let's say that you have... let's say that your opponent bets two big blinds and there's already two big blinds in the pot and you need to call two big blinds to continue. The total pot will be 6. So 2 that they bet plus the 2 that you're going to call plus 2 in the middle already. And then it's 2 divided by 6. So it would be about 33%. Rather than working it out on the spot every single time, though, just think about it in like a simplified manner. So like, if your opponent bets full pot, you know that you have about 33% equity. You know that you require about 33% equity. If they bet half, it's about 25, etc., etc. Just remember it that way rather than trying to work it out with the numbers every single time. Yeah, this is actually a pretty big mistake by me here. I just looked up and called because there was one other caller here, but when JMC has flats in this situation, I'm gonna try and trap the player here as well with the 10s. Can we get it all in? Unlucky there. Let's go back and look at that spot as well. Oh, sorry, we're still in the game. Thought we got stacked. When JMC has flats off of that stack depth and the small blind, alarm bell should be going off. We don't really do much flatting from that position. That was always going to be on the stronger side. So we might have just wasted a few bigs, basically. Can still get back in this one, though. Thank you, Lion. I had class and I was sweating it with you. Good stuff. Glad you enjoyed. I think we probably do need to call this. I mean, this shove can still be like, you know, small suited connectors that we dominate and stuff. Can still be queen jack, jack 10. All of the above. Running into king queen, kind of a bummer, but like I said, I still think this is pretty much mandatory. There's way too much of that range that needs to shove that is going to be giving us enough equity to call. Let's just keep the consistency. I was doing it wrong. I didn't include the amount I was adding. Yeah. Exactly. So it's just always what you stand to win, including the action. And then divide the bet by that amount. Small continue. Love to take those ones down. Yeah, the min 3-bet with 5-4 suited. Absolute juice. Really want to outflop this guy when they do this. Something. It's something. Oh, the 6.5. Can we get away with a call for full pot here? With the backdoor spades. I mean, he could 6.5 and then check and give up as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. And, I mean, I think we probably still shove, right? He's going to actually have big hands. Story checks out. But what's funny about that is it's both confirmation of the line, and it's also confirmation of the expectation, right? So we called full pot on the flop, not because we have a draw and we can't fold a draw, but because we do actually anticipate them to full pot and then potentially give up, which is exactly what we saw, even on the ace turn. So ultimately, it means that our decision to call is so good because we know that there are circumstances where our opponent will just literally give up, even after they put in a full pot bet. But then we were a victim of our own success to a certain degree. Because we've correctly identified a spot where we have fold equity on later streets. I think we can bluff the river. I think we can bluff the river. Wish me luck, guys. Sweet. We've correctly identified a spot where our opponent will fold on later streets, so the call becomes better because we have other ways to win the pot outside of just improving into the straight. But then we also kind of want them to have a big hand when we turn the straight. Line says it's great that you can do short delays with spins. Delay is obviously needed, but it's nice how it isn't needed for it. Yeah, exactly. Does make a big difference, mate, for sure.
Actually, if only there was
Thank you
someone
very much
that
for the follow.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
That's what you sound like.
Thank you so much.
That's your voice.
That is Nick F. Thanks for the follow. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Call it all in. Call it all in. Can we hold? I said, can we hold? Let's go. RIP Wreckage. And let's play this guy heads up. Probably a little mix of everything here. Checking bottom pair is never going to be terrible. Check, check, river. Okay. This is an interesting line. I really want a hero call. Nice answer. Like a random king makes sense. There's quite a few king combos that need to be played differently, though, obviously. I think it's hard for them to play a jack like that when the board runs out because it feels like we have a king when we check two streets quite often. 10 probably doesn't play like that. 4 doesn't value bet. 2 pair might even be tempted to lead the river. I think a random king is the rep there. Thank you very much for the sub. How's the new volume, guys? That was Ascendant Drudge. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Do you like the new? Do you like the new sub alert, buddy? By the way, how do I set the sub goal? I didn't even know I had a sub goal. Bonus subscriber benefits? What's this? Oh, merchandise discount and subscriber only Discord channel. What? Oh, we should definitely put that together, guys. Definitely should do that. Without a doubt. How do I do this? Community. Stream manager. Didn't even know I had a sub goal set. Turning 2 pairs, cool. It's a good turn for our opponents to bluff at as well. Iggy should probably barrel these turns pretty aggressively. Definitely a check call, river. We want him to keep bluffing because, like I said, this is a spot where they should probably 2 barrels of bluff really often. Jack's full on the river. Yeah, I mean, he never has anything here. Turns up with King 7 of hearts. Spot on, correct. The check was very good. I don't even know how you do it, guys. God damn, I'm such a fish after all these years. The sub goal is automatically 10 whenever you hit affiliate, right? But then there must be another way to like change it, right? Manage goals. Here we go. I see. Okay. All right, trapping pocket fives. Happy to call shoves here. Turning sets is nice. Yeah, we're definitely going to shove ace-3 here versus limp. But sometimes they're going to have traps. That's fine. That's all part of it. Just gonna say probably the same hand based on the way he played it. Okay, we got a 10.
Actually,
Thank you for the
if only there
follow.
was someone that was an expert at
Leonard
sub
Bakar,
25 big
appreciate
blind,
you.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
I definitely see the Twitch Purple Heart as well. I think it depends on what platform you're on. All right, I'll start these out when I'm offline, guys. I get too easily distracted. Get way too easily distracted in general in life. Yeah, we had that this morning as well. Definitely a call here, guys. Get the chips in good. Running bad in the all-ins again, unfortunately. Let's get into our next game. I wish we would run better in our all-ins, gang. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, guys. The all-in game has been very weak this year. And last year. Last year was a very bad year for the all-ins. Last year was a very, 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 very nasty one. Really? What exactly are you trying to represent here, senor? My brain doesn't see a way to work that one out, so you can have it, sir. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you very much, buddy. That is so lekker, man. Total lekker. How you doing today, mate? Thank you for joining us. Let me know if you got any questions or anything else going on. We're gonna try and continue to crush the spades. We have been doing very well this year. We'll take a look at some graphs in a little while. We've been playing extremely good spin and go this year. Currently, I've just done a refresh. We have a chip EV of 74 chips per game, but we are still running painfully below EV. Extremely painfully, in fact. I think we just got to fold that one. It's gold, it's gold, it's gold, it's gold. It's on a gold, baby, yeah. Gotta buy this touch. We touch too much. I haven't watched Austin Powers in a while, guys. Gotta get Austin Powers out, I think. He's got a golden pad. He's super bad. Here you go, member. Mr. Flop, yeah. Super Frankie, next hand, please. And we're all in blind v blind unless there's an open from the button, then we gotta fold it. He's got a golden pad. He's super bad. Here you go, member. Pobrecito. It's chilly in this house. I just like to watch him play poker. Sounds good. You come to the right place, buddy. Ugh, I don't like it, but we're still calling. Wish me luck. Yeah. All right, we'll add this one to our notes, but about 90,000% sure we still have to call. Doesn't feel good. However, I'm almost positive we need to call. Let's get into the next game. Got a couple notes here for review at the end of today's stream. We'll do a little study, a very short little study. I'm addicted to these sunflower seeds. Okay. Interesting. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 Very interesting, that one. Okay, triple barrel bluff. Triple barrel bluff like a boss. Triple barrel bluff like a boss. Triple barrel bluff like a boss. Turn our hand into a bluff? Oh. Well, that was very spicy. Dean MC, thank you very much for the sub. I think it's safe to say that that was a spicy one. Is it going to fall inside? Nah, didn't get in there. You got to try again, gang. I think it's safe to say that that was fairly spicy. Against the unknown player here. Against the unknown player, I'm going to default to a fold, but check raise there doesn't really rep too much. Onyu says, where is the stream? I can't find it. Go on Twitch. Twitch.tv/PokerStars. Or you can watch on
actually,
YouTube.
if only there was someone that
Thank you for the follow, buddy.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Oh, got rivered there. There you are. Welcome. You can watch it on YouTube as well. Should be fine. Dean MC, mate, really appreciate the sub. Your support means the world, as always. Should we start with a check on this flop? Keep it going. River is a pair of fives. We were losing to the king high anyway. Touch. Definitely have to call twice here, guys. Like, not only do we have a hard draw, but we also have a hand that should be the best hand quite often, too. Now we have a pair of fives to go with it. And it's good. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. He has queen deuce offsuit, so that's a perfect example, guys. Like, we're calling on the turn because we're going to have the best hand, not because we're drawing that often. This is a trap. Wish me luck. It's a domination situation is what it is. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That's another victory. That was a good one for the EV as well. I give you all the support I can. Twitch, YouTube, Insta. Thank you so much, mate. That is very kind. Got a golden pad. He's super bad. Excuse me. All right, next game. That was a very, very clean game indeed. It's a good flop. We know this guy likes to be aggressive too. From that previous game, we played the 10x against him earlier. Lion King is asking a very reasonable question, not a stupid question at all. Says, sorry, dumb question. How is EV calculated, especially when you don't know your opponent's cards? So it depends. EV is in reference to many different things, but if we're talking about our chip EV, the chip EV that you see on the graph is a combination of profitability at non-showdown combined with the profitability of circumstances where there is an equity difference. So if I play 1,000 hands and the net outcome of the hands that I've played means that I've won $100, that means I've won $100 in EV. It doesn't matter what you have, because whatever I'm doing, my actions result in you folding too often or whatever it is, and that means I am profiting at non-showdown by $100 over 1,000 hands. Then what we do, and this is where the EV adjusted value comes in circumstances where I don't win at non-showdown and we're all in, what we do is we take the total pot, the total value of the pot, and we work out how much equity I have against your known cards, and then we award the players their equity in that pot. That like literally equity meaning what is our share of these individual pots. So let's say there's $1,000 in the middle. We're both all in. I go in for 500, you go in for 500, and there's $1,000 in the middle. If I have 80% equity, I've technically earned 80% of $1,000, and that will be reflected in the total graph. Nice. So if the pot is $1,000, I'm all in for 5. You're all in for 5. We take the total pot, and then we work out what our equity is, and that is what we've earned from that situation. So our EV in those circumstances will reflect the value of our equity in pots where we know each other's cards and there is some sort of variance. And the cool thing about that is you could be running absolutely terrible, but we know that in the long run, if we keep getting it all in with 80% favored or 70% favored or whatever, the total value of those actions in the long term will result mathematically in a positive outcome for us in the long term when we play that situation multiple times. Does that make sense? So then what we do is we combine all of our non-showdown EV, which is what we've earned over time. We combine that with the values associated with the pots where we're actually all in and there's actually variance, and that's how we work out what our chip EV is. And that's why it deviates from our actual chips won, because those situations are outside of our control. Now, there's other things like, what is our EV? People will say, what's your EV? But they mean equity. That's quite a common thing that people say. People will say, what's your EV in a tournament series? And you might say, oh, I've got like a 40% ROI or whatever like that. People use EV pretty loosely, but EV in our sense, when we're talking about spins, is usually in reference to chip EV, and that's what I've just described. You're loving the subscription music? Do you like this music, mate? This is actually I just realized that you actually are talking about the same thing I'm talking about. I was thinking you meant the stock music. The metal track that I use for the sub is actually from a stock website. Yeah, Crooks has explained it too. All right, I'll take a deuce. Let's go. We can shove king deuce here. Against the reg, we're just going to shove. 2 live cards. Hold! Hold! $50, let's go. That makes sense. Thanks, Croak. I always see the graphs, but I don't understand them well. That's what makes sense. So if we take a look now, I'll open the graph. We can talk about it here really quickly, just so it's informative here. So if we switch over here, the green line is the actual chips that we've won. So this is just net profit in terms of actual chips, right? The orange line has been adjusted for circumstances where we've been all in, and then it's taken into account what our equity was in those pots. So this is really important as well, because let's say that you're playing in a cash game or something. Let's just assume it's cash just for the sake of simplicity. If you're playing in a cash game and you're up loads of money, you might think, like I'm crushing this game, like I'm doing really well. If you're getting your chips in as a flip very frequently, however, it's really going to be an EV of approximately 0. Let's say that you're always all in against some guy and he's always calling you with like pocket fives and you always have ace king. The EV of that situation is actually marginally in favor of the small pocket pair. It's about 45-55, right? If you were to do that 100 times or 1,000 times, eventually the outcome of those all-ins is going to result in approximately 0 or slightly losing, because you're going to pay rake and then you're also going to be slightly behind against the pair. So having an EV line like this is very helpful, because what it's doing is it's indicating our long-term profitability and also indicating whether or not our short-term actual cash profitability is just a fluke. So what you're seeing here is the EV line. So that's chips, EV chips adjusted, and then this is the actual number of chips won. The reason why we're not more profitable this year so far is because there's a huge discrepancy between these two. It means that we're going all in with good hands and we're not winning the pots that we should often enough. That's fine, doesn't matter. 291 games is like no sample whatsoever in spin and goes. However, if we turn on these lines now as well, these are the lines as to how we actually calculate our normal chips. So the red line is the profitability of hands that we've played that we've won or lost at non-showdown. So that's when we haven't actually gone to the river, including all-ins. And then this is actually this line here, this sort of purple line, is our profitability at showdown. So you combine this value, so it's around 15K, with the value of maybe minus 4K, and that's how we get 12K. This actual line is adjusted for the circumstances where we see variance, but our actual equity, our EV in those situations, is not accurately reflected in the actual chips here. Does that make sense? So this line is the same as this line, right? It's red plus it's non-showdown plus showdown. However, this line has adjusted for our equity. So this is a representation of how many chips we theoretically should win over a larger sample. And hopefully at some point this line starts to meet this line. So if, for example, we switch to, if I change the filters to be all time, this is still specifically for spin and goes. You guys can see that for this run, since we had this account open, I don't know why that's still showing. I don't want to show that right now. Okay, that's annoying. Let's zoom out a little bit. So you can see that our green line was actually above our yellow line for quite some time. So we were running above EV here. At some point there was a convergence. And now, as of last year and this year, we're actually running below EV. But you see how it fluctuates, but it tends to cling to that yellow line. It tends to converge eventually over sample. Okay. So let's go back to this year. That's what we're focusing on, and let's fire up some more spins. Is it at the point of the all-in? Yes, correct. Yeah, and of course that's what's important there, because we can't help the outcome of what happens on later streets. So that doesn't change our EV. Because at the point of our all-in is when our EV is relevant. Basically, a negative red line means Nick is a massive nit. There you go. Nailed it. I think we definitely want to go twice. This guy is a select plus winner. So let's assume that they're a reg. And we'll size accordingly. Nick's gray line is usually a blue line. That's why I said blue before. Yes, yeah, exactly. That's just because it's hand to note is what I'm using. That's the name of that program. Against the one big blind C bet with the backdoor straight draw, I think I'm just gonna find the float here. Why is Jump CS firing so low here? Jeez. I wish Nick loved winning as much as he loves an EV graph. We're winning today, buddy. We're cruising today, mate. Where's my? We're trying to randomize these spots here. Okay. How's it going, Kurt? I wish Curtis would realize that a good graph means good poker. Then we'd all be in a better situation. Old Uncle Kurt. We need to do another Uncle Kurt. Yeah, it is Hanson out, yeah. H2N, baby. Croaks does have some uses. We don't have a command for Croaks. Bluff the river. Yeah, the ace-10 call is fine. This is definitely profitable. As you'd expect, select plus winner. This guy is playing serious volume, like very serious. This guy is playing hella volume. Kurt, do you know how to read a graph for that? We definitely need a croak command. We definitely need a croaks command. And we definitely need to get some more music installed as well. I like this one a lot. The party time protocol is pretty cool. Hold. Let's go. Auto cucumber. Trap. Love a tramp here. Absolutely love to tramp. Twitch denied me partnership twice. All right, next game. A subs command, what do you mean? What's a subs command? You mean like sub count? Auto cucumber. I'm gonna stop eating these seeds in a sec, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tom, we're in profit, buddy. We are winning today. We are winning $100. We're $100 in profit minus this buy-in. So if we win this, we're up 175 bucks. Chippy V of 61 today so far. We can do better. We can do better. We're playing well today. Watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar. That is one of the silliest songs I have ever seen or heard in my life. Watermelon sugar high. Oh my God, King 9 suited is the absolute nuts, you guys. Told you. Frankster has a YouTube channel? What did I miss? Frankster. Is it? No. Frankster, we're definitely subbing. Franks, is this really your channel? No way. Is this actually your channel, Frankster? I'm watching it now. Cows chilling and enjoying a brushing. The title game is on fire, Frankster. That looks like our Emerald Island. That looks like our green fields. Oh. I just subscribed, Frankster. Watermelon sugar high. And we now find ourselves with a gut shot. Our opponent checks the flop for some reason, which is terrifying me. Yeah, you win, buddy. Watermelon sugar high. Nick was born amongst the happy cows of Wisconsin. I bet you the cows in the UK are happier, to be honest.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big
look
blind,
who it is.
That's what you sound like.
What's up, senor? Legend is amongst us. How you doing, mate? Aaron, I was laughing the other day. I told this story like a couple months ago, but I popped in on your Twitch channel. We were chatting for a little bit.
Actually,
we had a brief conversation, and I said, "Oh yeah,
was
playing spins," and your reaction was so priceless. You're like, "You sad, stupid man." And you know what? Accurate. Senor Aaron. Ian Simpson Poker is here as well. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. It is my sincere pleasure, sir. How are you getting on? Oh, 2 regs. We got to push it. Wish me luck. How are things going, Ian? Hope you're well, bud. My grandparents actually own a dairy farm, primarily Holsteins, unless they're raising some outreach programs. It is the official Ian Simpson Poker. Can you believe it? Jeez, last time I saw Ian IRL, I think me and Ian met for the first time in Blackpool. I'm sure I've seen him a little bit here and there after the fact, but we've been also just chatting Warhammer as well behind the scenes. Aaron, you might have been following the Stars channel. This channel is basically brand new. So I've had this channel, for years and years and years, but since I signed my contract with Stars, I was streaming on the PokerStars channel exclusively. No, you don't need to be embarrassed, buddy. It's brand new, basically. This is probably like my 10th stream on this channel. Ooh. This is probably like my 10th stream on this channel, even though it's been live and online for a long time, just because I've never had any need for it. Now we're doing a mix of PokerStars and Nichols TV. I think this one just sneaks in here. I am, thanks, pal. How you doing? I'm good, mate. I'm good. Life is good. Just doing a little streaming. We're trying to build up this channel just a little bit because, like I said, this one's really pretty much brand new. Only done a handful of streams on it in general. I am going to the Irish Open. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, this is getting a bit dire here, guys. I think we fold 9 tray here. Pretty much any 2 cards now. King 4 for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I would have seen you in Brighton as well then, sure. Handful of live stops. 9-7, definitely the correct push. Queen. Nice hand, sir. Just came down to the wire. Didn't really get much going on there towards the end. Pretty standard game otherwise. Next game, please. Stars channel. No, I wouldn't follow that. I'm with 888. Yeah. Okay. Senor Barone. Barone E. Senor Barone. A6 call in position. Okay, checks it over to us. I think I'm happy to check this flop as well. Betting small might have some value here as well. When they steal and don't c-bet, you know, they do turn up with a decent amount of showdown. They don't want to bet the turn here. Yeah. Stories checks out. Jack and a 9. Get those chips back. Claw those chips back, baby. One big blind C bets. Now you're all proper flex drag is here. I think we're going to check the turn, but we're going to consider a king high call some of the time on the river here if it doesn't roll off a spade. Our opponent is going to have a lot of missed spade draws. They're going to have a lot of weird straight draws. There is a fairly good question as to whether or not this is how they would size a strong hand. Is this how they play a queen, for example? Should we find a hero call, guys? Nah, it feels wrong. It feels bad here. I think that reg v reg, here's a situation where they definitely can have bluffs, but I think that probably given the line, I think a lot of their bluffs don't become overbets there. I feel like the overbet actually might skew into more strength, as like you know, they're trying to get me to do exactly what I was suggesting we were going to do just now. So let's start on the flop here with one of these. And then let's continue with one of these. The Marble Race King. Yeah, Strag saw the replay of that. It's pretty funny. Used to get free stars merch as my dad looked after the warehouse where it was stored. Basically, the returns were going to be bins, so I kept a few things instead. This one's pretty close to a call as well, guys. What was that? Oh, there it is. Thank you very much for the gifted sub. Ian Simpson Poker, there you go. You're now a subscriber. Today was the very, very first day of subscriptions as well, guys. Thank you again, Strag. Aaron A. Baroni. Let's get another game on the go. That one wasn't so hot for us. Wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. We definitely lost a little EV in that game overall, but there you go. Do some stealing here. I haven't even been dead for 5 minutes, and this guy takes my spot. All right, let's get some more wins in the bag here. Irish Open. If you're not coming, you should be coming, definitely. It's just way too good to miss. We can call a shove here. He's got a points drag. He's got a points. Chris Tragalis. Cinco's. We're getting these all in if we need to. I'd love if you just shove pocket twos. That would be nice. I'll accept threes. I'll accept fours. I'll accept a set. Nice. Any of the above. All right, against this guy, unknown player, let's just start opening pots here a little bit more than we would otherwise. Let's get on the offensive here just because our opponents are going to be a little bit more passive. We don't get as much value from these combos unless we are stealing, when we can be trapping them against more aggressive foes. And pocket jacks. Same kind of deal. Running into a 6 here kind of sucks, but we're still going to try and get value from other stuff. I mean, you should always try and convince Sheila to come, Strag. Do we two barrel here, guys? We can definitely put some deuce X in a strange situation. Some king highs, ace highs might fold. Do we just take our equity? Once we check the turn, the deuce gets really sticky. Yeah. Maybe the second barrel was better. I didn't really anticipate him to have as many ace combos, which is why we probably are doing better to... We're probably doing better just checking on the turn anyway, to be honest. Just check. Nice. Ace 5 all in. I think just betting flop is cool here. Having the 7 of diamonds means he has fewer draws as well, which is always good. Sometimes it will give us a draw that's helpful too on a later streak. Getting check raised by the more passive player, it's fine to fold. I think we qualified 800 last year between us and Power, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts, Strag. Take a card. Just give him Jack Trey. I'll accept Jack Trey.
Actually, if only there was someone that was
an
expert at sub 25 big blind.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Getting walks with ochos. Trapping with king queen. King queen for the win. Let's go. The guy's more passive, so we probably need more leads here. Doesn't have a hand to continue, unfortunately, but that's okay. Just fire the flop here, I think. Tempted to fire twice and then potentially a river now. Actually, this feels good, actually. This is a good line. Let's give him 3. Not on that river. That is the worst river. Completes the hearts, gives the 8s trips. It's a nightmare. Please just have 10-9 one time, huh? Our plan was solid. We just needed to fade the ugly river.
Actually, if only there was someone that
follow,
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
That was in our one Mac Daddy and Hoss22. Thanks for the follows, guys. Really appreciate it. 7s. Is value betting too thin here? I feel like a jack or a 9 probably bets. We might value time ourselves against an 8. I think it's probably still good though. 5 or a tray can pay us there for sure. Trapping ace queen suited. Ace queen of hearts for the win. Beautiful. I think we could just shove king tray against the more passive player. We probably can take some of the variants out here and just do this instead. Take a free card against diamonds. Possibly improving against the deuce. King high for the win? It's a shame. Technically, we're supposed to limp call against a shove here. But again, that's against the correct range, and I think that that shoving range is going to be too tight for us to want to do that in that spot, so we're going to adjust. I think against this player, we can find a better spot than that. This time, we're going to take the push, though. Getting a bit too shallow to avoid those spots. Oh man, we get so many walks in this game. It's so nice. Again, we're sticking to our game plan. We're just going to try and keep this nice and passive. That is tilt, because he's probably bluffing there more often than you might imagine. Although he did previously also turn up with a random ace that he didn't shove versus limp, so actually could have been for more value heavy too. Ugh. All right, wish me luck. How do we find ourselves dominated at 2 big blinds effective? Nice answer. Not much to write home about, guys. Pretty much nothing happened in that game. Exactly nothing. We have a couple hands for review here before we wrap up today, guys. Probably just 1 or 2 more games left during today's sesh. Any spades about? Any spades about? Tray is good enough. 2-barrel was ace king. That's interesting. Can we get some action with the queens? Do we ever fly here? Let's do something weird. Let's do something weird. Let's try and get this guy to put it in here. Selzel's all in. This is extremely unbalanced from us, to be honest. Let's see what happens on the turn. All right. I think I'm calling a river shove as well. All right, wish me luck, guys. Top set is also a good hand. At least we can rest easy knowing that. At least we can rest easy knowing that we were going broke in this pot no matter what, right? I'm interested in the turn sizing here, though. This is fine. It is interesting that he sizes his bet like this on the turn. The problem with having queens in this spot is, you know, we're blocking king queen really heavily. That definitely is a consideration.
Actually,
king queen's a hand
only
that
there
will
was
confidently
someone
barrel
that
3 times here.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you very much for the follow.
That's what you sound
It
like.
kind of is what it is. We're gonna do a stack here no matter what, but there is a question as to whether or not this is the correct sizing in the turn, but that's for a different day anyway. Thank you very much, everybody who's following and everything right now. That was also a follower goal. 690 follows now. Thank you so much, Dankel. Thank you for the follow today. Appreciate you. Let's play one more spin and then we'll do some review. So far today, not a lot to write home about. Our session has been fairly flat from an EV perspective. A bit of a roller coaster, but actually coming in about flat towards the end. Had a couple days like this now, as well as running pretty far under EV overall for the last couple months. Thank you very much, Dankel. Join us. Ian says, pro tip, every time we do something weird, RNG heads us, gives us another overcard. Exactly. I know, Dankel, I know. We did something weird, but it turned out that actually it was already a weird spot in the first place. No, Dankel, I think actually smaller is better, to be honest. That's what I was questioning. I think the turn sizing is supposed to be smaller.
Actually, if only there was someone that
Rescue, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
I think the turn sizing is supposed to be smaller, but I'm just guessing. We could take a look at the spot in GTO Wizard when we're done. I'll mark that one for review as well. We'll do that after this game. I usually bet half pot in that spot unless it's metagame. So it's not the sizing that I think betting half pot there is fine. I just think that when he was on the shallower side, I think we're supposed to make it like 30 or 40% pot. Because we're supposed to have a smaller sizing. I think we're supposed to have a smaller sizing that obviously is, I mean, the smaller sizing is as much of a threat to the total stack as the bigger size, right? Smaller sizing also gets us more action when we're super nutted. We'll take a look at it in review and we'll see, but like I think the flop is fine, and then I think the turn is supposed to be like, if there's 10 in the middle, I think it's supposed to be like 3, and then we actually have more to shove on the river as well if we want to. Two players sub 10 effective. Nice, walks are cool. Especially when we got that hand. This is probably a min raise. That's to balance out when we're doing it with our really strong stuff. King 4, definitely a fold here. More walks, please. Yes, just gotta ask. This is a push for sure. Classic blind v blind spot. Okay, we can win flips. It's possible. It's fucking possible. God damn it. Sometimes it does feel actually impossible on your table. I'll tell you what. Don't you dare. All right. So, just like that, we are going to wrap the session, guys. We are going to do some bits and bobs before we finish, though, so don't go anywhere. First things first, let's make sure that we close up PokerStars. We have the information we need to do our reviews, so that's all good. And let's take a look at our session in chips so far. So here we are. This is what we look like. It's a bit of a roller coaster. We got off to a very good start, and then towards the end, I don't know what happened. A lot of those really boring games, not much to happen, just kind of got blinded out. This red line plummeting is a good indication of that. But we did end up winning $25 overall, which is something, guys. Our actual chips EV slightly minus today. Again, overall, over the course of the year, we have been running pretty poorly, though. If we take a look at this year in chips, you guys can kind of get the idea of where we're at. Putting in a really good shift. We're winning a lot of EV, but our actual chips won is significantly below our actual EV chips. Hard to profit in these situations. We are currently up $30 so far. Obviously, that number should be a lot higher if we were running anywhere near this. But there you go. Pretty standard stuff. PokerStars is closed. So now we're going to do a couple bits of review before we wrap things up, guys. Pretty straightforward stuff. This is pre-flop, this is pre-flop, and we're going to take a look at the post-flop on this one as well. The thing about the post-flop on this is it's going to be a bit wonky because the flat is probably already not GTO, but we'll take a look anyway, see if we can learn something. So first things first, we're going to fire up the Nick Walsh TV chart pack. This is for sale on my website, guys. Pretty much every single pre-flop situation you encounter in spinning goes and heads ups. So even if spins aren't your jam, there's still a lot of really good heads up stuff in there, and it's going to give you a really good baseline chip EV perspective on how to play 25/30 big blinds effective and less. So basically, the one I wanted to look up was blind v blind. We were 25 big blinds effective. It was the first hand of the game. Small blind steals, and we shove with ace-5 off. I'm pretty sure it's GTO, but let's take a look. So we're looking at the three-way folder. We're in the big blind. We're facing a steal, which is an open raise from the small blind at 25 big blinds effective. And it's fine. Ace-5 off is a push at a small frequency. We're going to start flatting more of our stronger ace combos on the offsuit side. Ace-9 off, ace-10 off starts to become a push again. Ace-5 is approved as a shove. It's actually happening a little bit less frequently than ace-4, ace-3, ace-deuce. And you might ask yourself, well, why would weaker aces be shoved more frequently? Well, it's because we have that blocker effect where we have an ace in our hand makes it less likely our opponent actually has the stealing hand that they're going to call off with. There's still wheel aces, so they still actually make straights, ace-2, ace-3, ace-4. But they're actually on the weaker side too. Ace-5 off is just going to have better playability overall than the others, and so therefore the weaker ones become shoves. Thank you very much, Raksha, for the gifted tier 1 sub to Dankle. Dean says, "Can I revert back to EV? If your EV is a bit lower than your earnings and winnings line, what does that mean? So if your EV is lower than your winnings line, it means that you're running above EV. So that was I think we took a look at this one before. We can actually go back and take a look if you want. If we filter for session all time, if we look at this big graph, you can see the green line there here at the start. I'm covering it up with this, but the green line here is above our EV line. It means that we were actually winning more all-in encounters than we were set to do. So our EV line was actually indicating long-term profitability, but the actual chips one was significantly over. We were running above EV for quite some time, quite happily, and now we're on a pretty annoying flatliner here. Pretty significant deviation away from the 400k EV chips we were supposed to win. Anyway, let's get back to this. So the ace-5 suited, this is approved. This one is approved here. However, what we want to try and remember at 25 big blinds effective, blind v blind, we're going to shove our weaker aces more frequently than the ace-5, but ace-5 is fine as expected. So this is an interesting one. I'm not sure how close we're going to get, but basically there was a pot. Let me see if I can actually find the pre-flop. Let's filter for today. If we zoom out, I might just be able to find the Trey's hand here directly. Because there was a couple things that we wanted to consider here. There's a couple things going on that make this a bit awkward. The filtering one on here is so annoying. I don't get how it works. The pre-flop filtering is really awkward. There it is. Was this pre-flop? Okay, so this is the spot, guys. You can see it here on the table represented. The opponent shoves 14.5 big blinds from the button. And small blind folds, and then we have trays. So look, on the surface here, we have a pair in the big blind, and we have 10 big blinds, or we're 10 big blinds effective. There's a couple issues with this spot that make this a particularly awkward one that is hard to sort of get close to in the generic GTO charts, because the stacks are unbalanced in a really awkward way. So the guy who's shoving here is 14.5 big blinds effective with the small blind who is 25 big blinds, who has 25 big blinds. And therefore, in this situation, looking at the 10 big blind shoving charts is not going to be correct, because that would assume that this player has 10 big blinds, this player has 10 big blinds, and then we have 10 big blinds as well. So we can take a look and just see if it gives us any information. But the issue that I have is that the shove from this player is augmented by the fact that they are deeper stacked effectively with this player. I still think threes is probably going to be a call regardless. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. However, that does skew it in a way where the threes becomes a lot less comfortable, and I think usually when I feel that way, it's because it's for good reason. If we actually take a look at the three-way action anyway, if we're in the big blind and we're facing a button open shove, small blind folds, and we're looking at 10, it's going to be every single pair. So One thing that we could derive from this, however, is let's say that we are all 14 and a half big blinds effective. If we go to the 14 big blind calling chart, the deuces are still included here, and at 15, the same is true at trays. So really, in the grand scheme of things, I think threes has to be a call. We can deduce that from this information, right? So let's assume that our opponent is only looking at the chart that applies to them, which is going to be about 14, 15 big blinds effective. Under those circumstances, assuming all players have the same stack, then the threes is still a call at 15 regardless. It actually ends up being more representative if we scope down. So this is 15, 14, 13. Let's find somewhere between. Let's say that it's 12. The deuces and the trays are still in there at 13. It's still the deuces and the trays. So the tray is absolutely mandatory here, in my opinion. And I think that that's enough explanation for us to know that the call was correct, even though, you know, like I said, in reality, there is a feeling here that this is going to be stronger than we'd like it to be in general. So that was the other three pre-flop spot. Let's take a look at the queen spot now. Let me see if I can find the actual hand for review for you guys, so it's a bit clear for you guys joining us late. Man, this filtering is so weird. It's like it does offsuit then pairs in groups. It's super weird. Gonna try that again. That's queen, queen 9, queen 10. There we go. Queens on the king high board. So let's take a look at this one in GTO Wizard. Again, to be clear, guys, all of the charts I'm looking at now are not for use during play, and also I'm going to open GTO Wizard now as well, which is, again, not for use while you're playing. It's for study. Just really quickly, guys, so I don't dox myself. Oh, that's the wrong button. Sorry, guys. That was for when I was doing Wizard stream. Let me just get this set up and make sure that everything is safe and cool. So we are all above board. Gonna fire up GTO Wizard. We are logged in. This is looking good. Let's take a look at our study spot. We're looking at spinning goes. And we can work from here. This is fine. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Back to the review. So there's a couple issues that we have with this spot. A lot of big issues, in fact. So like I said while I was playing, if you go back and watch the video, my intention here was to try and do something clever. In hindsight, we're going to look at the pre-flop in a sec anyway, but basically, how are we supposed to deal with this spot? There's a min raise from the button here off of about 17 effective. We have queens. Probably from a balance perspective, we're supposed to do majority shoving here. That's kind of just what we do in spinning goes in the small blind at this stack depth. And for that reason, maybe queens is like a small frequency 3-bet, sometimes jam. I don't know. We can look at that first. Let's start with the pre-flop and we'll go from there. This is the wrong one. We'll open the chart pack here. And we're looking at images, 3-way in the small blind versus a button min raise. And we're assuming that we have, let's call this 17 to start. So sure enough, as expected, this is unbalanced in the extreme, which is why, generally speaking, I was trying to do something weird. Even though we are playing against two regs, I think that they are still very prone to making mistakes against an unbalanced strategy here. We can see that our 3-betting range does actually include some non-all-in 3-bets with aces, queen jack suited, king 9 suited, and then some like, you know, ace 7 off, ace 5 off at very low frequency. In reality, doing this in a balanced fashion is extremely difficult. In reality, most people are just going to 3-bet their kings and their queens and their aces not all in. Reg v reg, that will be very transparently strong though, which is the problem. So everything we look at hereafter is going to be broken really from a GTO perspective, but let's take a look anyway and again see if we can learn something still. So there is a min raise here at 17, so let's take a look at spin and go, and we're looking at balanced stacks of 17. It looks as though they've done some interesting solves here, though, as well for the unbalanced one. So let's see if we can actually find something near that. So with the opponent being shorter in the big blind with about 14, there is a 17, 17, 14. Let's take a look at this one. Button raises to 2. Pocket queens, like I said, majority shoving. This actually aligns very nicely with our expectation of the Nick Walsh TV charts. It is augmented by the fact that there is a differentiated stack, though, which is why we're seeing more 3-bet non-all-ins. In any case, let's say that we are calling with the queens. Let's just say we call theoretically. The thing that we wanted to study in this situation, actually, guys, now I think about it, is actually not to do with the way we played our hand. It's more to do with the sizing. That was the question we had, right? Because there was a question, I think it was Dankel who was saying about the sizing of the kings. So let's ignore the fact we have queens, because all of this is messed up by the fact it's unbalanced in the first place. But once we arrive here, my anticipation again is that the kings will have a small continuation bet size. The continuation size here from this player ended up being a third pot. I actually think, I'm just going to make some predictions here, and then we'll see how close I am in expectation, okay? So I think betting 2 big blinds on king 10 deuce when you have kings is actually probably not what happens in GTO. If we have a c-bet size here, it will probably be 1/4 pot. It'll be about 1.5 big blinds, or it will just be a check. This board is very dry, especially considering that we have top set. I think in a multi-way pot, we're probably more likely to be calling. To be betting, excuse me, if we have kings in this position. So that's number one. And then all things, let's assume that we actually do just bet whatever. On the turn, with there being 10 big blinds in the pot, this was the question that me and Danko were discussing. I think that if we have a turn barrel size here, I think that we're allowed to just bet something like 3 big blinds, especially with a hand as strong as kings, because we want action, and then also we are well within the reach of getting to pot. Like, maybe we're allowed to bet even less. So my anticipation is that if we have a bet on the flop at all, it's going to be some checking, I think. It's going to be more like a 1/4 pot. And then my anticipation is on the turn, the c-bet size at 13 big blinds effective is going to be a lot smaller. So let's take a look at that first. So we call, big blind calls. That's really annoying. So because we're going multi-way, I think that they're only showing us the big blind. So let's try, maybe they'll have it at 17. Let's just try this and see if it has the same thing. It's the same situation. It just doesn't want to go post flop, which is annoying. Okay, so in that case, let's just try it from here and let's see how we go. The flop was king 10 deuce rainbow. Sorry guys, voice broke. What's going on here? Okay, so the reason there's no solution, sorry, is because there's meant to be no flatting from the small blind. And that makes perfect sense, right? Again, so this is kind of broken by the fact that there's already a flat. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to actually find it unless perhaps we do... Let's do this instead. I guess this is as close as we get. Button opens, we fold, small big blind calls. Flop is king 10 deuce. So we check. Let's take a look at what kings does on this flop. Yeah, look. So with 5.01 big blinds now, obviously it's a different pot size. The pocket kings are going to be betting 1 big blind, in fact. So very, very small. So the anticipation about the small size is good, but also the fact we have checks here too. When we have a hand this strong, it's majority check. So I think that kind of aligns with our idea. Let's assume that we do end up betting... I mean, we're betting almost entirely 1. Let's say that we do bet 1. And the turn is 7 of diamonds. We check in the big blind. I think the turn sizing here is obviously differentiated, though there's too much in the pot now. So actually this is a bit of a lost cause regardless. Dangle says 1/3 pot c-bet common, but not GTO. Yeah, exactly. Look, we're not going to get close enough. We're just guessing at this point, basically. But like I said, I think the default is going to be a 1/4 multi-way. And and then the turn sizing can be smaller just because we have less chips to get on the river. But yeah, it's a bit awkward. And at this point, a lot has changed, so I think anything else we try and glean from this isn't going to be quite right. So fair enough. We've gone as far as we can with that, and sometimes that's kind of all we can do. But there you have it. It was an okay sesh, guys. I feel like we played all right. A lot of the games that we had were kind of non-games. We ended up almost breaking even in EV, which is fine considering that we probably didn't have as many good situations as we would have liked. We ended up winning a few bucks. That works too. So, guys, tomorrow, more spinning goes here on the Nick Walsh TV channel, twitch.tv/Nick Walsh TV. I'm going to play spins again tomorrow, and I'm thinking that on Thursday we're going to try and do another spin-off. If you guys haven't seen Spin-Off, it's basically 2 players playing Spin and Goes, and it's like a battle format. Depending on how many games you win, you get different points, and we're going to play for cash. I don't know who I'm playing with yet, though, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to clock off for today, though, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I've really enjoyed being online again, and also I've enjoyed the fact that we are now officially affiliate, and you guys can benefit from the subscription thing. We're going to try and get emotes sorted out. I'm going to try and convince one of our community members to start designing those soon. And moving forward, more interactivity, more fun stuff here at the Nick Walsh TV channel. So I'm going to clock off there. I love you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.